Hi there, it's Jen from modernmedicinelady.com and the Empathic Woman System, and the word of the day is denial. So a dear client of mine had posted something that was about how a lot of spiritual traditions, particularly magical spiritual traditions, have a tendency to focus on the light and focus on all of the nice, happy thoughts, and particularly don't focus a lot on protection. And if they do, it's the basic bubble up with a ball of light and you're going to be all good. And so she was asking my opinion about it. And if you've been following me for a while, and particularly if you've taken my Empathic Safety mini course, which you can learn more about at empathicwoman.com if you haven't, and it's free, by the way, what I basically believe is that just bubbling up with light is not particularly effective. And it needs to be a lot more thorough for us to really be protected. But in this particular post that my client had put up, these people were basically saying, the problem is that when we deny the darkness, we are more vulnerable to it. And I couldn't agree more. I really think that one of the things that happens is when we focus on the light without acknowledging the shadow, without acknowledging the negativity, without acknowledging the stuff that's going on underneath the surface, particularly with ourselves, when we are in denial about the difficult stuff that is making us tick, then we are much more susceptible to it affecting us than we are when we acknowledge it, when we give it a voice, when we express it, when we deal with it. And just, there's that saying that says, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. And I think when it comes to working a path of spiritual abundance and light and love and all kinds of good stuff, that doesn't mean that we ignore the dark side. It doesn't mean that we ignore our shadow, because in my opinion, denial basically creates opportunistic darkness, and that when stuff is left unchecked, when stuff is left unacknowledged, when stuff is just left to kind of hide underneath the surface, it's kind of like it has a chance to kind of fester and deepen and grow. Whereas when we acknowledge the shadow, both within and without, when we recognize when something is going on that is not serving us, and say, you know what, this is not working for me, I need to set a boundary with this, I need to set a limit, it can be fairly effortless. At first, of course, when we're learning to set boundaries, it's not necessarily effortless. But as time goes on, it gets easier and easier, which beats the pants off of trying to pretend it's not going on and then having it come back to bite us in the ass later. So my question to you right now is, are there areas in your life where maybe you'd rather deny the shadow than acknowledge it, where there might be something going on where you just wish it would go away, and so you're just sort of thinking happy, positive thoughts, and you're not necessarily giving a voice to the stuff that is difficult and hard? And if that is the case, can you give it some space? Can you give it a voice? Can you take some time to just acknowledge that it's there? And by acknowledging what's there, what do you need to do in order to reconcile it, in order to make sense of it, in order to bring it to balance again? So I would love to hear what you have to say about all of this. Please leave a comment below. And until next word of the day, I'm wishing you peace. I am wishing you ease. And I am wishing you the ability to recognize the shadow. So in the meantime, if you're interested in taking my Empathic Safety mini course, if you haven't already done it, then go over to empathicwoman.com. You can take my What's Your Empathic Type quiz, and then you can also take the Empathic Safety, or sign up for the Empathic Safety course, because you'll be automatically getting it once you opt in. So that's pretty much everything for right now. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until tomorrow, peace.